Okay, can you hear me? Thumbs up. Okay, sorry everybody. All right, I'm Lenore, and this is an hour of gentle yoga today. Thank you for your patience with the audio. This is a gentle yoga class is brought to you by Hands to Heart Center and Boston Public Library. I really hope that you enjoy this next hour. And we're going to begin by sitting. And just a quick note, if anything I offer today does not feel right for you, please feel free to skip it. Beatrice, somebody else said they can hear, so check your microphone at the bottom middle. It may be muted. So, okay, we're going to begin. And you're going to find a simple seat. Sorry. Okay, now she can hear. Great. All right. So let's find a simple cross-leg seat and take a few moments just to arrive here on your mat. Inhale and exhale. Close the eyes, relax the shoulders, and really allow the weight of your body to sink into your mat. And just notice your breath. Notice the inhale. There's actually 4 parts of our breath. There's the inhale, the pause after the exhale, and there's a pause after that. So see if you can notice those 4 parts of the breath. Just watching as though you're an observer on the outside. We're going to just watch the breath for about 5 more breaths, 5 more inhale and exhales. And you can gently open the eyes, sweep the arms out to the side, pass them down through the center line. And we'll do that a couple more times, and we'll synchronize this movement with the breath. So inhale, sweep the arms up in a big sun breath, bringing the sun energy in. Exhale, moving that energy down through the center of the body. Let's do a couple more of those big sun breaths. Nice big inhale, long, slow exhale. Last time. And bring the hands right to your third eye, sort of right between your eyebrows. And then we'll separate the palms, bring them out to the side. Take your right fingertips and make like a claw. Bring that claw down to the ground and lift the opposite arm up as you gently bend through the elbow on the right side. And we're just going to move from side to side. We're going to stretch out the side body. So this is a part of our bodies we kind of forget to move. A lot of other movements we take habitually, but moving sideways is important. We're going to move the spine in all 6 directions. So side to side. That's 1 and 2. These are the first 2 movements of the spine. And then the next time you come over to the right side, we're going to go ahead and hold the stretch. So we're going to deepen it. We've signaled to the body that it's okay to relax into this movement by doing a repetitive movement, kind of warms up the body and sends a signal to the muscles that It's okay to move in this way. So now we can move deeper into the stretch. Now, your left hip will want to kind of pop up. So you can push it down or just mentally push it down. And stretch, bend that right elbow any amount that works for you. And take another inhale. Exhale, let's come to the other side. And we're going to hold this here and just breathe. And again, if that right hip pops up, just sort of guide it down towards the ground. And that's going to lengthen out the right side of your body right here. And again, you're making a claw with your left fingers now. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, come back to center. So we've moved the spine in one and two directions. Now we're going to flex and extend the spine. So I'm going to just turn to the side. Your hands are on your knees or thighs. You're going to press your chest forward. And maybe I'll take off my jacket so you can see my back. So you're going to press your chest forward and then scoot back. And then we're going to synchronize this with the breath. Inhale forward, arch the back. Exhale, belly button comes back towards the spine. This is the third and fourth directions of the spine. Flexing and extending. Really good for spinal health. And also, again, signaling to the body that it's okay to take these movements later on in a deeper way. Let's take 3 more. Nice work. So we'll come back to the center. And now we'll move the spine in a twist from right to left. So this fifth and sixth movements of the spine. So you're going to take your right hand, bring it behind you. Left hand is going to come to the right knee. And you're going to kind of snuggle that right hand right up to your back. Maybe come on to the fingertips if you have short arms like me. And then inhale, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, turn, and maybe even gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. We'll do that a couple more times. Last 2. You may even get a couple cracks. Sometimes it takes the body a little bit to relax so that you feel that release in the spine. And we'll come to the other side. This time you'll take your left arm up and back, hug it into the back of the body. And that's kind of reminding you to sit up tall. Right hand is going to come to the left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale deeply. Exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale, lift, growing the spine. Exhale, twisting, rotating, squeezing out any tension, negativity. Nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. We'll do a few more of these. Last two. So you're definitely aware of the breath here and how the breath moves in the posture. Yoga without breath was sort of like a meal without food. It's not really yoga. It's just stretching. So we're going to come back to seated and get into the hip area. So my hands are behind me. If you have tender wrists, you can make a ball with your fists and bring the fist behind you. Otherwise, palms flat. We're going to separate the feet about hip width distance apart. Drop the knees to the left and look over your right shoulder. And then we'll just do the same thing on the opposite side. And just move from side to side in a rhythm that is natural for your body. It's nice to follow the breath. So maybe inhale as you drop the knees down. Exhale as you bring them back up. So find some rhythm that works for you. And we'll do a few more of these. One more on each side. Awesome. We'll come back to the center and just hug the knees, round the back and make yourself into a tiny little ball. So squeezing, maybe puffing the back of the body towards the sky or towards the back wall. Nice. And then we'll just do one quick additional warm up for the hips. We're going to take the left heel, bring it in towards your body, and we're going to cradle the right leg. You can, imagine your shin is like a baby and you're just rocking the baby. And then we're going to begin to move that heel in a circle. Imagine your heel is like a spoon and you're stirring a big pot of something yummy and hot on this cold day. It's a good warm up for the hip, and then moving in the opposite direction. And then we're going to get deeper into that hip. So if you're not super flexible, you can take a block or a book or a pillow under your right heel. Otherwise, you can bring that right heel on top of the left leg. We're going to lace up the hands, bring them around the outside of the knee, pull the knee in towards your body. That's going to feel really good. And then you're going to gently press the knee away. It's a great stretch for the hip. All right. Nice work. I'm going to pass at the center and just take a quick Batakanasana. So lace up the hands around the feet. Knees come out to the side and just bounce the knees up and down a little bit. And then we'll do the same warm up through the left hip now. So right heel is going to come in towards your body. You're going to hug the left shin and just give it a rock from side to side. And then we're going to stir that pot. So you decide how far you want to go with this. Let your body be the teacher, follow the signals that it gives you, and then just reverse direction. Smile on your face, it's Friday. Although these days it's hard to distinguish between the days. My husband calls every day Blur's Day. All right. And again, take that block in front of you if it's hard for you to stack that heel on top of your leg. Otherwise, go ahead and stack the heel. Lace up the hands around the outside of the left knee. Pull the knee in towards your body till you feel a stretch. And then gently press the knee away. We'll do that a couple more times. And last time. Nice work. Excellent. All right, so let's come into hands and knees. Just sway the hips from side to side. And we're going to begin to rock forward and back, and I'll just turn my mat to the side so you can see me. We'll just rock forward and back. And then we're going to add the right arm, and we're going to synchronize this movement with the breath. So you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hips back, right arm pulls along the ground and comes up and over. Exhale. And just, it really doesn't matter how you move with the breath here. Just be aware of your breathing. You're just gently sweeping that arm up and around. And the next time you reach the arm up, we're going to stay there. Reach that right arm directly over the left. So I'm going to bring my arm back a little bit so you're making a straight line. Maybe look up at those fingertips. Feel that nice stretch in the shoulders. Shoulders are really getting a beating on the computers and all our devices, and just really being overused in the same way over and over again, and we don't often stretch like this throughout the day. So we're going to take a big inhale, and then exhale, we're going to move that right arm underneath the left, and your palm is going to face up, and you're going to come onto the right ear. So as you're here, you can climb the left fingertips out in front of you. And you should be on the outside of the right shoulder. And we'll come all the way back up and replace that hand. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, rocking the hips forward and back a couple times. And then we'll begin to drag the left arm along the ground and up and over. Gently working on rotating the spine. And I'm just going to switch around here so you can see me. The next time I come up, I'm going to hold here. Make sure the top arm is stacked over the bottom arm, reaching up. So maybe spread the fingers on that left hand. Maybe even wiggle them a little bit. Notice if you have any tension in your face. Take a nice big inhale and exhale, and then we'll thread that left arm underneath the right. And again, the palm is going to face up. So we're going to reach it underneath, and we're going to come onto the left ear this time. Right arm can come out. And slowly slide that right arm underneath you. We'll take one more stretch here. And place that left hand back down. So let's come back into our tabletop. So that's basically hands and knees. Take an inhale breath. And on the exhale, you're going to curl your toes under, lift your hips, and come into downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, drop the knees down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, lift. We're gently waking up the hamstrings. We're going to do this 2 more times and then we'll hold. So we're holding our downward facing dog here. And if it feels good, you can walk your dog. In other words, push your heels down towards the ground. And as you're here in the downward facing dog, think about reaching your belly towards the top of your thighs. And then at the same time, think about lifting the hips up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale, exhale, drop the knees, and sit back in child's pose. So you're on the shins, your forehead comes down. And you'll take a couple deep breaths here. Just allow the weight and worry to sink down into the earth. Let's take 3 more rounds of inhaling and exhaling in your child's pose. And when you're ready, you can roll up, walk the hands forward, tuck the toes under, lift back up into your downward facing dog. Reach the head between the arms, the heels towards the ground. Spread all 10 fingers. And breathe. Take another deep inhale. And on the exhale, I'm going to slide the bottom down and come into a flat back or plank pose. So if plank pose is especially challenging for you, you can come onto the knees, untuck the toes. Another option is to drop onto the forearms and take a forearm plank. So either way, you're going to pull your navel up and in. And reach the crown of the head, the top of the head forward. And then we're going to lower down and we're going to count back from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Relax your bottom muscles here. Don't pinch your bottom. And we're going to begin to push ourselves up into Cobra So you're going to squeeze your elbows in towards your body. Relax the bottom. It wants to tighten up, which isn't so good for your low back. And we're just going to push up any amount. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lower. We'll just do that a couple more times, like a wave. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. And one more. And we're going to push back up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, walk your hands towards your knees, and shift your weight onto your feet. And just rock forward and back a couple times, stretching out the bottoms of the feet. And eventually we're going to work towards lowering the heels as we rise up. And if rising up from this squat is hard for you, you can take your hands on your legs and push yourself up. Otherwise, slowly sweep the arms out to the side. Rise up all the way. You're at the back of the mat. And exhale. And let's take 3 more sun breaths. Inhale, gathering heat and energy, light and love. Sweeping arms up. Exhaling. Showering that energy down through the center line. Connecting us with heaven and earth. Sweeping the arms up. And exhale. Last time. Inhale, lift the arms up, and you're going to make a steeple grip. So like lacing the hands and index fingers are together, thumbs crossed. We're going to step that right foot forward and take a version of a high lunge. So in your high lunge, you're going to lift the back heel, bend the front knee, reach the arms up in line with the ears, sink the hips down any amount, maybe slide the front knee forward if that feels good. And we'll hold this for 3 breaths, 3 cycles of inhaling and exhaling. And from here, we'll come into a brief back bend. So you're going to release the clasp of your hands, drop the left hand down on the back leg. So same side arm and leg. And then just reach up and over. That's going to be really hard, but you're just going to take a small back bend. And then windmill that back arm up and around. And frame the front foot, slide the right foot forward, and we're going to just drop and lift the back knee. If you have blocks, you can put the blocks under your hands here. Take another inhale breath. And on the exhale, we're going to lift up through the back, reach your right leg back to meet your left, and we're going to take this plank again, either on the knees or the forearms or in your traditional full version of plank. You choose. Lots of options. Do what works best for you. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. And then drop the knees, shift your weight back towards the heels, walk the hands towards the knees, and we'll do that same stretch through the feet, rocking forward and back. And then slowly and safely doing what works best for you. Either sweep the arms up and come up, or put the hands on the thighs and push yourself up. And we're at the back of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, sweep them down through the center. 2 more breaths like that. Nice big full breaths. Then we're going to take that steeple grip again, only this time we're going to take the non-dominant thumb on top and lace the hands in the opposite order. So that'll feel a little weird. And we'll lift the arms up. Stretch the arms up alongside the ears. Take a nice big inhale breath. Exhale, let's step the opposite foot forward. So we'll come into our high lunge that we're lifting the back heel here. Nice big inhale and exhale. Sink down any amount that feels good. Hips come down. Front knee is bent. Maybe wiggle the front foot out in front of you. Drop the tailbone. And we'll release the clasp. Right hand is going to come to the right leg. Left arm is going to reach over your head into a small back bend. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Let's windmill the arms down to frame the front foot. And let's lift and lower that back knee again. And we'll get ready to take our plank again. So the front foot comes back to meet the back foot. And you're in your plank. You're going to drop onto the knees, untuck the toes, and sink the hips back into your child's pose. So if you do have a block, it can be nice to do child's pose with your forehead on the block. But you don't have to. It's just one option. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then we'll rise up and move the hips over to the right. Stretch the left leg out to the side. Right heel is on the inside of the left leg. Then we're going to frame the right leg with the hands and move the torso in the direction of that right knee. And then the left arm is going to drape alongside the left leg, and we're going to reach the right arm up and over. So see if you can line up the right arm with the ear and turn the palm to face down. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, come up. And then we're going to move the torso now to face the long leg. So you're just going to lift up and reorient your torso towards the extended leg. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold over the extended leg. Take another inhale and exhale. And we'll come up. And let's extend both legs out in front of you. The right arm, both arms are going to come up and over and land just in front of your right hip, maybe a little further out. And you're going to try to bring your forehead down to the ground. So it may not get there. Maybe you want to put it on a pillow or a block, or maybe it just hovers over the ground. It's okay. This is called Bunaman. It's a nice stretch through the hip. And we'll come up and over and do the same thing on the other side, passing through the center. Hands land on the outside of the hip. Forehead comes down to the ground. Let's come up and over. And then extend and fold forward. Take a nice big inhale breath. Exhale, come out of your forward bend. And we're going to extend the right leg out this time. Left heel comes into the inside of the right leg. And again, we're turning the torso towards the bent knee. So kind of lifting yourself up and turning towards the left knee. Right arm drapes alongside the right leg. Left arm lifts up alongside the ear, and you take a side stretch, opening up that side body. If you haven't smiled yet today, take a minute and just smile. As you're doing this pose, notice how that makes you feel different. Palm faces down, arm in line with the ear to the extent you can. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Come up. And then we'll take that forward bend. We're going to frame the right leg now. Turn the torso towards the extended leg. Arms come up. Exhale, forward bend. Take an inhale, exhale, come back to center. And then we'll just stretch the legs out in a wide V. Drop the hands behind you and drop the head back. Big inhale and exhale breath. And come back to center. And let's close the legs. Bend the knees. Rock onto hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. And we'll come back to stand. Slowly rolling up. Inhale the arms over the head. Exhale down to heart center. Nice work. So let's do a warrior two. We'll step the left foot out in front of us, the right foot behind you, and the back foot is kind of at an angle. The hands are going to come to the hips, and you're just going to turn the hips so that they're sideways, so that they're pointing towards me, I suppose. And bend the left knee, nice and deeply. Hands are on the hips to kind of remind you that neither hip is higher than the other. And then the arms float out to the side, and you turn your gaze towards the left fingertips. Take a nice big inhale and turn the left palm to face me. The thumb faces up. Right arm is going to come to meet the front palm, and then you're going to pull back like you're pulling on an arrow, and you're going to bring that arrow towards the ear, and maybe sink a little deeper into your warrior two. The fingers are spread wide on the left hand, and your gaze is focused and intent beyond that front hand. Let's pass through the center and take warrior two on the other side. So if you want to take a moment just to set up your warrior two, hands can come to the hips. Make sure your torso is facing to the side and not at an angle. I always need that adjustment. So I find that very helpful. Again, lift the arms, bend deeply through the front knee. Warrior two is, all the warriors poses are powerful poses, great for really tuning in with your own life force and energy. I'm going to turn the front palm, thumb faces up, the back hand comes to meet the front hand, and then we make a fist and we pull back on that arrow. Think about something that you'd like to achieve, some goal you want to get to, even if that's doing nothing or being okay with where you are. And point that arrow towards your purpose, towards your intention, towards your goal. Take a nice big inhale. And let's pass through the center and bring the heels out slightly, the toes in slightly. Hands are going to come back to the hips and we'll just drop into a flat back. So the tendency here is to lock the knees and push the backs of the knees towards the wall behind you. See if you can avoid that. Soften the knees ever so slightly and control the pose through your belly. Crown of the head is going to reach forward. Take a nice big inhale, and on the exhale, drop the right hand in front of you and lift the left arm up and over the head. Gaze up if it's okay with your neck, and breathe. And let's just switch the hands. Left hand comes in the front, right arm reaches over your head. And let's drop both hands, bend the knees, and just shift your weight from side to side. Again, blocks can be very nice here. Make this a little bit more comfortable. And then if it's okay with your knees, we're going to sink to one side. If not, just stay up high. We'll come into a full Skandasana. So you're lifting the opposite toes and getting a nice stretch through the inside of the leg. And shift to the other side. Lift the toes. And come back to the center. Come all the way back to upright. And let's heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Bring the arms into goalposts. Bend the knees and sink down. So now you're in goddess pose. So the tendency in goddess is to kind of stick your butt out. See if you can roll your tailbone down and let your legs do the work here. And then we're just going to march the goddess by lifting and lowering the heels. And then take the hands down to the legs. The thumbs are on the inside. And you're going to draw your right shoulder towards the center, push your right knee away from you, and maybe gaze over your left shoulder. It's going to feel really good right in the inside of the leg. And left shoulder is going to come to the center now, and you're going to push that left knee away from you. Take a nice big inhale and exhale breath. And let's come back to center, back to upright, heel toe the feet right underneath you. Nice work. We're just going to roll on the bottoms of the feet, roll from the heels to the toes. There's a lot of acupressure points in the feet, so this is really good for your whole body when you do this. You're waking up the feet, spreading the toes, feeling all four corners of the feet, feeling the heels, the balls of the feet, the tips of the toes, the side edges of the feet. And we'll come back to stand and do a little bit of a quick balance. So we're going to take dancer pose today to stretch out the front of our legs and also challenge ourselves with a little bit of balance. So if you're on your mat and you're a little wobbly, you can come off your mat. If you need to find a wall, that's fine here. You can find a wall and take dancer against the wall. So I'll show you what that looks like. So my left hip is against the wall. I'm going to reach my right arm up, bend the right knee, grab hold of the right foot, and begin to bend forward. And then if you have the balance, maybe even releasing that left arm forward. What you don't want is to open up the hip. You want to try to direct that right knee down. So if you're in dancer and this is all you can do, this is perfectly fine. This is a nice, lovely stretch for the front of the leg. You don't have to bend forward. And we'll come out of dancer and switch sides. Left arm is going to come up. We're going to bend the left knee and grab a hold of the foot. Right arm's going to reach forward if that's available to you. And you're going to direct that left knee towards the ground. And I'm just going to turn off the noise on my phone. Sorry about that. All right, nice work. Let's come out of our dancer pose. And we'll just do a quick shoulder stretch. You're going to take your thumbs and hook them around to come into Eagle Mudra. This is Eagle Mudra. The thumbs are hooked and the other 8 fingers are kind of like feathers on the eagle. And we're just going to shift your weight from side to side like we did a little bit ago with the hands on the ground. Only this time, we're going to pull the thumbs away from each other, create an isometric, and you're going to feel that in the shoulders. It feels pretty good. Nice. And then you'll release your eagle and let the eagle fly. Nice. All right, it's time to work our way down to the ground and begin to cool off and get ready for Shavasana. So when you're ready, you can come down to your mat. And all the way down onto your back. Take your fingertips and you want them to lightly brush the backs of the heels. And if you have a block, you can place it right in between your legs here. Squeezing the block is going to open up your low back. If you don't have a block, imagine you're squeezing a make-believe block. That works as well. And then press your low back into the ground and lift up into bridge. When you get to the top of the bridge, lift the arms over the head and drop the backs of the hands onto the ground. So your palms are facing up here. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Squeeze the real block or the imaginary block. Squeeze, lift, lift. Great for your low back. And then we're going to lower the arms and the hips together. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, use the entire length of your exhale to lower the arms and lower the hips in synchronicity. So arms and hips lower together. And then we're just going to lift and lower the arms and the hips again. And inhale. And then when you're ready to exhale, you'll lower the arms and lower the hips. And then we'll do one more. Nice work. Excellent. So let's move the block off to the side and stack the right knee on top of the left. Pull your knees in towards your body and try to grab the knees or the shins. It doesn't matter. If you can grab your feet, great. If you can't, it doesn't really matter. The idea is to stretch out that right hip. Stack the knees. This is reclined cow face pose. And we're going to keep the knees stacked, bring the arms into airplane wings, and drop the knees to the left. And you can gaze to the right. Breathe deeply, nice, big, long, extended, full breaths to bathe your body in fresh oxygen. Get rid of stale, stagnant energy. We'll release the knees to the top. Reverse the cross of the legs. So now the left knee is on top and you're drawing your knees in towards your body. Cow face pose. And then we'll go ahead and take that twist over to the right. Gaze to the left. Come back to center. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Preparing for our final pose of the day, Shavasana. If you want, you can bend the knees, plant the feet on the ground. You can also take reclined Batakanasana. If you're taking your reclined Batakanasana with the knees out to the side, it's nice to support them with something if you have something to put under them. If you don't, you can also let the knees come in. Turn the palms up in a gesture of giving and receiving. Close the eyes and let the fruits of your practice really settle in. Feeling the energy land in the body. I am still. I am peaceful. And I'm just going to read you a poem before we close. This is called Let It Go. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Slowly roll over onto your right side. And gently make your way back up into any comfortable seat. We'll just take the hands, rub them together. Feel the ujja, the heat in the hands. And gently place the heels of the hands over the eyes and feel the heat from the hands sink in and soothe the eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth like a giant sigh. And do that again. One last time. Join the palms together, bring them at your heart center. Keep your eyes closed if you like. And I'll wish for you to flow with ease and grace through this day. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a real pleasure to share this practice with you, and have a wonderful weekend. If you want to drop a comment in the chat, that would be fine too. Say hello. Thank you. I'm glad it was a good workout. All right, everybody. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care. Bye.